Huntsville on the OWN network. Melody S. Holt, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I've been doing real good. How about yourself?
You know what? I have no complaints right now, with everything that's going on, just to be here, to be alive, to be a part of this movement. I'm just blessed and thankful.
How is things out there in Alabama? Are you guys protesting there as well?
Yeah, actually, and I'm actually not in Alabama at the moment, but yes, there are definitely protests that are happening in Alabama. You've got things going on in Huntsville. You've got things going on in Birmingham. People are, expressing themselves and letting their voices be heard for sure.
As they should. And the memorial, the memorial service is actually live on Facebook right now. So for those who's on here, make sure you check it out after this live interview with Melody. I got to get into what's going on with you and how things been out there in Huntsville. So let's start from the beginning. So I want you to talk to me about being a hometown girl, Alabama, out there in the country. What was it like growing up in Alabama?
Well, of course, I'm born and raised in Alabama. I'm actually from a small town called Brundage, Alabama. And so for me, I'm very thankful really for growing up in such a small family-oriented type community where it's really a village helping to raise, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very thankful for that. And I feel like for me, that's what has played a role for sure in me being the person that I am today. I think that because I had so much support and so many people who loved me and showed me that growing up, that it really never caused me to think that there were things I couldn't accomplish or things that I couldn't do because I had so many people. Thank you. Because I had so many people who were in my corner and, pushing me, to be quite frank, pushing me. And so, Alabama, despite what people think, it's not all country, horses and cows. We do have that too. We enjoy that life too.
Right.
But it's a lot of big things happening in Alabama. In Huntsville, for example, we have the second largest research park in the country. A lot of people don't even know that.
Yeah.
We have the Redstone Arsenal. We have NASA there. It's really a lot that's going on growth-wise and everything.
Right. And I believe A&M is there too, right?
Absolutely. The Alabama A&M University, which I'm a graduate of as well. And then we've got some other universities, University of Alabama, Huntsville, Calhoun,
There's a lot going on in Alabama.
It's it's a lot for sure. And I want to say too, thank you for inviting me to be a part of your show today. I really appreciate it. I'm always open for opportunities to share knowledge and share wisdom. And hey, what's up, y'all? I see y'all share knowledge and wisdom and just kind of give some insight from my experience.
Give me some insight about you growing up as a girl. What was your dream as a little girl growing up? Did you see it being the Melody that you are today?
I would say that I kind of always have enjoyed, being in the spotlight, performing, being on stage. I did pageants since I was 5 years old. I've been performing since I was 5 years old in terms of singing and playing the piano and things like that. So I've just definitely had a love for the arts for a long time.
Right.
And so for me, it's kind of like where I am now. It was part of the destiny and the path and the purpose that God already had planned for me, that he groomed me to be at from a very young age, to be honest. However, I definitely am thankful for the people that he's put in my life, like Carlos King and, so many others, my management team, who are just there continuously pushing me, continuously driving me, and making sure that I'm reaching those milestones and those goals that I've expressed that I want, to meet.
Yeah, for sure. And, I was also reading too, Melody, you went to an HBCU.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Because I tell people all the time, it's nothing like an HBCU experience. I went to a small HBCU, but I still.
Where did you go?
So I went to Voorhees College. Now, a lot of people don't know what Voorhees is, but if you know what Claflin University in South Carolina State, it's literally 30 minutes away from Claflin State. So we all came together when I was in school. But I really enjoyed my experience, and I would encourage all my brothers and sisters, if you can, go to an HBCU.
Absolutely. Why not support our own?
Yeah.
You know, I definitely had a great experience going to an HBCU. A lot of the connections and people that I met there, I still know to this day. We still keep in touch and encourage each other. You know, it's like a big family, to be quite frank.
For sure.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, your girl went out there partying and doing all that stuff all
Really?
the time either. No, I wasn't.
Listen,
like,
the HBCU life turned me upside down. What I'm telling you.
That's what most people think of. So I had to go ahead and throw that out there. I graduated in 3.5 years. So I got there, handled my business. I made 1B the whole time I was in school. You know, like I was on my grind, working 3 jobs at the same time while I'm taking 18, 19 hours a semester, you know. So I was just grinding for real. I did fortunately get the opportunity to pledge the best sorority in the land, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Well, shouts out to you. You know I'm a part of the blue and white fam over here. Go Dogs to all the bugs out there.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Divine 9, let's go.
You already know.
Yes.
So, you know, so Melody, let's talk about it. After you left school, you ended up starting like your teaching career.
Yep.
And what was that experience like? Because, you know, you go from being a teacher to now reality TV star. Like, how did all that happen?
Well, you know, I will say it wasn't something that happened overnight. A lot of times people look at things, they think you just went straight from here to straight to there, and it doesn't work like that.
Right.
So for me, the process was, you know, I went into the classroom. My degree is in English education. I taught middle school for 3.5 years. Okay. And while I was teaching, I, you know, was doing other things to supplement income. And so then I found out about this industry called property preservation, which I actually just launched my Holt Preservation Academy, which is teaching other people and helping them get contracts in the same industry that I'm in, so that they can make some millions too. Right. So I went into property preservation, and then I got my home builder's license. I'm a licensed home builder in the state of Alabama. So I went and got my home builder's license as well. And in the middle of that, we pitched a show to Carlos King that was, the intent was really to display our family business, young Black entrepreneurs. And so about 4 or 5 years in, came back and ended up getting a contract with OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. And so here we are. So now, hence, now I'm on reality TV.
Right. Now, I got to ask you, what can you tell us? I know you can't tell us a lot because I watched last season and their reunion, but can you give us just a snippet? What will we see this season of Love and Marriage, Huntsville?
Well, I will say that you're going to see some new faces. Okay. Okay. You're going to see some new faces. So it's always cool to kind of, you know, turn some stuff up a little bit. So you're going to see some new faces. You're going to see us still, as, you know, I guess everyone involved. You're going to see all of us still working on the things you saw us leaving off on last season, to be honest. So, you know, it's going to be, from what I've heard, it's even better than the first season. So I would just tell everyone to strap up. Look, we're going to strap up them seatbelts. Get
Carlos
ready
King
because it's going to be on.
And I was like, you know what? This season is going to be crazy. If Carlos is posting about it, I already know it's about to be crazy.
You already know. You already know.
Listen, I can't wait. So I know during the quarantine, is there an official date right now, or we're still waiting on that date?
We haven't gotten an official date yet.
Okay.
And like you said, it is because of the quarantine and, you know, all of that. So we're waiting to hear from the network. They did release a little tease the other day. Yeah. So we know that it's getting there. I'm hoping that it'll come out in July. That's my hope. You know, that it'll premiere in July. And so, but we'll see. We'll see.
Got you. Now, you know, let's talk about the whole Preservation Academy. So you're teaching people how to become multi-billionaires in this industry.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down because I'm tired of holding the phone like this. Okay.
Oh, no. Are you good now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Melody, but you know that's interesting because back in 2010, you made your first $1 million. 28 years old, $1 million. Hell, I'm like 5 years away from that. How do I get there?
Well, you know, I will say that timing is very important. And if someone asked me, was that my passion at the time, to be in that industry, to be doing lawn care, cleaning properties and all of that, I would say dirty, filthy properties at that. Because, you know, people leave foreclosures all kinds of ways. I would say, no, that was not my passion or a dream for me. But I've learned that you have to do what you have to do to get to the place that you're trying to go.
Ooh,
and so for me, that is what led me to get the platform, to start my brand building, to help me make the money needed to do all of those things. So I did what I had to do. And because it was supplying so much for me and I was living, breathing, eating, and sleeping this, then I gained a love for it. You know, so much to the point that I'm like, you know what, let me take some people under my wings and teach them the game. Because at the end of the day, I've been in it for 10 years. So I've gone to all kinds of conferences, and most of these conferences consist of white males. You don't see a lot of black males, and you damn sure don't see a lot of black females.
Listen, talk that talk.
And I'm just being honest. So I knew I came up with the concept of HPA like probably 2 years ago. I'm never a person who's just going to throw stuff out there. It sits with me for a while. I kind of think it through, whatever. And when I feel in my spirit that it's time, then I move forward. And so it was just, you know, I launched it a week ago. It was time. And I can honestly say I've already exceeded the number of registrants that I wanted for this first go round. So God is just amazing.
But
and I'm looking forward to helping people.
I think it's really dope that you're doing this, especially during this time where I feel like our black people need it, because for so long, you know, I just said this on the radio, you know, we talk about justice for all and, you know, us being equal, but black people has never been equal.
Never.
We have never mattered the same way our white brothers and sisters has mattered to this government. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
So
Not at all.
Doing that is like really dope, especially during a time like this, because we need to, you know, invest in things like that. And not only that, but I believe you are also building wealth for your kids and their kids to
Absolutely. Come. Absolutely. I know without a shadow of a doubt that this, my courses are going to be a game changer for a lot of people, for a lot of families. I know because I firsthand experience. I knew nothing about this industry. I didn't even have anybody to do for me what I'm doing for people.
Really?
I didn't have nobody who did that for me. Like, I made a lot of falls along the way.
Right.
I'm trying to make sure people don't make those same falls. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So there you go. Okay, so at the end of the day, my goal is to get them to where I got in record-breaking time. Not as long as it took me. Let's cut that time in half, because I'm going to give you the experience that I already had.
So you did it by 28. Do you believe somebody like myself can do it by 25, 24?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people who are actually purchasing my gold package, that's a guaranteed contract, meaning when I'm done with you in 4 weeks, you're going to have work orders already to complete. And I tell people it's different from flipping and investing, because you're not waiting to hope and pray that a home is going to sell because you've poured 20, 30,000 in it to fix it up. Right. No, you're getting work. You're completing the work orders and you're getting paid.
Gotcha.
That's what it is, you know?
I like that.
So.
Yeah. Melanie, talk about the PPP. So you got the PPP, and then we also got the 9-to-5 entrepreneur. I want to get us out of that one first. The 9-to-5 entrepreneur. That's your book that you wrote. Melody is also an author as well. I'm telling you, this woman does it all.
And I got another one that's on the way. Just a little teaser for you. I got another one on the way. Yeah. So the 9-to-5 entrepreneur, actually, I'm co-author of that. Martell Holt, actually, he and I wrote that one together.
Yes,
and so so what we're doing pretty much in there is we pulled 12 questions that we know we had and others who have come to us over the years who wanted to go into entrepreneurship. What were the 12 most questions that came to us from people? We took those questions. He answered it from his perspective. I answered it from mine. And then on each question, there's an exercise at the end. So by the time you finish this book, and it's a book you can really sit down and read in one sitting, you know. But by the time you read this book and you complete the exercises, you know where you are in terms of taking that leap. Yeah. Or if you're not fully ready yet, and what you need to do to prepare yourself to take the leap from your 9-to-5 into full entrepreneurship. And I tell people, like, we've been working for ourselves for 10 years. This isn't a secondary source of income. This isn't a hobby or something we do on the side.
Right.
We've been able to simply just run our company for 10 years. I'm 34. So you're talking about 24 years old.
And you know, Melody, I think especially for Black people, it's so hard to step out on faith. You know what I mean? Step out on faith and say, you know what? I don't want to work this 9 to 5 no more. I'm gonna go build my own and create my own for my
Absolutely.
people. But I believe fear stands in the way sometimes.
Right.
But then I see, women like you who are out there and you are doing it, but not only are you doing it, but you say, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this too. But not only that, I'm gonna teach you how to do it so that you can get the same thing that I have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Then that's what it's all about. I'd be lying if I sat here and said that there weren't times when I was fearful, because again, this has been our only baby, our only source of income. You know what I'm saying? So there are times when you're like, oh, okay, one thing go really wrong. What's the plan? You know what I mean? So,
right.
But what I will say is that you have to allow your faith to overcome all of the fear. And someone said something a long time ago that I strongly believe in. They said, don't confuse faith with foolishness. In other words, in this conversation we were having, the point was, don't just walk away from your job and you got $20 in the bank and you like, I'm going to take this leap and I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. There's a difference in faith and foolishness. Okay. Right. Take that leap whenever you kind of have a little bit of cushion there, to be okay for a few months, because it takes a while to build a business. It takes a while to build a brand. And the last thing you want to do is fail. So, do it when the timing is right. I tell people, my book, The 9 to 5 Entrepreneur, it addresses so many important things to help you get ready and to get there. At the end of the day, we wrote that. I tell people, we wrote that before we were on the show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We wrote that before we were, a part of the OWN network, right? It was one of those things where it was like, what can we do? So many people are always asking us questions. What can we do to give back and to share this knowledge and help other young people, old people, whomever are wanting to be entrepreneurs? What can we do to help them?
Yeah. Got you. I love that. Listen, the 9 to 5 Entrepreneur, that book is on Amazon?
It is on Amazon, actually. It is on Amazon. It's also on my website, www.holtinholt.com. So you can purchase it on either.
Now, Melody, what's like the end goal? So when you think about everything that you're doing, from being a boss, from being a mother, from an entrepreneur, now you're in the real estate business. I mean, you're doing it all. Like, I guess my question would be, what legacy do you want to see left behind after it's all said and done?
So, one of the things, growing up in Alabama, Alabama is not a big entertainment industry kind of state. And so recently I just announced my partnership with, Women in Film and Television. Yeah. So it's called WIFT Alabama, Women in Film and Television. And so one of the things that I want to do is I want to know that I played a role in getting Alabama kind of, will it ever be in LA? No. Will it ever be in Atlanta? Maybe not sure. But what part did I play as someone who has always been interested in the arts, interested in performing? Yeah. What role did I play to help Alabama get there? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so now for us to have, the first reality show for Alabama on a huge network, you're talking about Oprah Winfrey. Right. That's the start. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much more to do, and there's so much more to come. And that's why, for me, I did take on the role of being a part of Women in Film and Television Alabama, because I want to do my part to continue to push Alabama forward and continue to push these young kids in Alabama who have a love for performing and who have a love for acting. I don't want them to feel like they can't make it if they're not in Alabama. So how do we change that?
I like that. And I believe, that you are paving the way for young, young, I guess, entertainment moguls who are looking to get inside the industry, but may have grew up in a small town like Huntsville, in a small town like Spartanburg, where I'm from. But I think that you are kind of like paving their way and showing them, you know what, I may grow up in a small town, but you can still do it. You know what I mean? Your dreams aren't too big for the city that you come from, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, what is your message to young women who watches your show, women who follows you on social media? What is it that you want to get across to them?
I want to see women know and understand that courage is important. Yeah. Don't allow, like we kind of talked about, fear of the unknown Don't allow that to hold you back. Don't allow your responsibilities that are put on you to be, you know, mom, wife, and all of this, right? And usually we're highly involved in the community and we're highly involved in church, but don't allow any of those things or any of those roles, is what I'll say, to cause you to not go after your dreams and not go after your goals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your individual goals and dreams that you want for your life are just as important as being a mom, being a wife. Because if you're not fulfilled, if you're not happy with where you are, if you're not fulfilled with what you're doing in life, then you're gonna continue to be unhappy, right? So for me, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that it has not been tough filming all the time. Then I was pregnant, then I had a baby and I filmed all of that, and then I had a 3-week break after a baby, then I started filming a new season. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that that's not tough, because it was. However, I'm just determined, and this is what I want other women to be, is just be so determined and be so determined to win, that at whatever cost it takes, that's what it takes. Period. Okay? Like, honestly, I went to bed at like 4:30 this morning. Okay? Got up at 7. Okay? And I've been going since. I haven't even eaten yet. But so what? I'll get to that. Okay? I'll eat when we get done today. But my point is, there are no excuses. I didn't say, oh, well, I have 4 children, so I can't do this, or I can't go on this live, or I can't make this happen. There are no excuses to getting to your dreams and your goals. Real talk.
And you know, I love how authentic and real you are, because what you just said, you know, like, so for those who don't know, before we got on here, there was some things that happened. I was running the George Floyd, you know, service on the radio, and Melody had some things going on. But anytime I'm ever running late or something happens, you know, most, you know, celebrities or, you know, influencers would be like, you know what, I'm gonna just reschedule. Let's do next week, or let's do something else because you're a little too busy. But I like the way that you was like, you know what, we still gonna make this happen, whether it's 25 minutes late or 10 minutes late. We still gonna get on here. We're gonna make it happen. We told the people it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Yo, can I give a huge shout out to Tasha Page Lockhart? She won Sunday's Best right when I first went to college. And let me tell you, Melody, before Tasha Page Lockhart, I had never interviewed not even one influencer or celebrity. I remember reaching out to her fresh out of Sunday's Best. Her team was like, you know what, we got you. And I go back to the interview all the time. I sounded like, I'm not even gonna tell you what I sounded like, but the way it was the craziest thing. But the fact that she trusted me with the brand, Tasha, I say thank you. And here I am 4 years later, still doing the thing.
And you're doing an amazing job. And, you know, that's why, you know, I don't just take every opportunity that comes my way. But when you reached out to me, it was something about the way you approached and the way, and I went to Instagram and started looking you up a little bit. And I said, you know what? I got you. I'm gonna do that interview.
And I appreciate it.
So congratulations to you as well, you know, for your platform and everything that you're doing also.
Thank you. Melody, before you go, let me ask you this. Given the climate that we're in, you know, we got Ahmaud Arbery, we have George Floyd that we're dealing with right now, Breonna Taylor, and the many others who don't have a voice right now. And, you know, I know that you're raising a black boy that will soon become a man. You're raising a black girls that will soon become women. What is your greatest fear as a black woman raising your kids in this state that we're in this country that hasn't changed, you know what I mean? And we talk about 400 years ago, you know, it was the same as it was then, if not worse now.
Absolutely. You know, my fear would be, I would say, them leaving home and not coming back home one day because something tragic has happened. You know what I mean? And that could be not that they have done anything, but it could be them leaving home and not coming back and being, you know, their lives taken and they haven't done anything, just look the wrong way, the wrong color. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's scary. That's the fear. I think that is what we're seeing right now in our country, is that people are like, we're tired. This is enough. We're all like, this is enough. You know, it's been enough anyway. Let's be clear. It's been enough. But now the boldness, and I think the boldness,
what up,
social
Symphony?
media now, you're able able to see so much, there's so much attention brought to it. We over here like, oh hell no, we ain't about to be. Now wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? And we have the right to feel that way. And so for me, you know, as a mom, you know, I pray over my children. I've taught them how to pray. That's something that my husband and I always, you know, we taught them that at a very early age. You know, and at the same token, you also have to be doing things, not just praying, but doing things that can help bring about change. You know, bring attention to certain things that you know aren't fair, such as racism. And then how do you combat that? You know? Yeah,
you're right. You're right. Wow. Melody, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show. So we got the Academy. Y'all got to sign up for this Academy. So I think you said all the spots are filled right now, but if you want to be...
No, they're not filled yet. I said I very quickly filled the number that I was wanting to fill. So I left it open. I've left it open.
Well,
so
listen,
I had a number in my head. Y'all go to the website. Yeah, it's www.holt, Holt, N as in never, Holt.com. And so, you know, that's what I've got going on at the moment. And of course, I'm always working on some other things. I've got some acting gigs and things coming up. So,
and I was going to ask you that, like, can we see you like on the big screen real soon? You know, like I like you on reality TV. You, first of all, you a country girl, but you are crazy as hell. All right.
No,
and I love it.
No, I'm not. I just don't take no mess.
Okay. Right.
Dude, look, I just don't take no mess. But
I feel you. You and I both.
We're working on some things. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We're working on some things. My management team is. I'm looking forward to it. I'm still presenting at the Play Awards that are happening in Vegas. And now it's been moved to August. That's a big deal. And then we also have I've got some pilots and series I'm working on. One with Megan Good's aunt that she's doing called Nosy Nora. So, you know, your girl just over here working and grinding. What I tell you, no excuses.
No excuses whatsoever, man. Do it all. I mean, you're an author. You are an actress. You are a reality TV star, entrepreneur. You're in the realty business. I mean, Melody.
And I'm working on my single too. So y'all get ready for that piece too. That's been fun.
Well, listen, I get the exclusive.
Okay.
Make sure when it drops, you send it over here to me, all right?
We'll make that happen.
All right, cool. Melody, tell the kids and the family I said hello, and I just want to say thank you so much for chiming in with us and sharing your story, sharing, you know, where you from and how you got to where you are today. I hope that encouraged somebody, that it inspired somebody. If we got any entrepreneurs or, you know, folk on here who wants to be entrepreneurs coming out of this quarantine, you got to get her book, all right? It's called The 9 to 5 Entrepreneur. I'm going to get it myself because here's what I do know. This radio thing, I love it, but there's going to be a time where this radio station won't be here anymore, and I want to create my own station and create platforms for other young Black people.
Absolutely.
You know, so Melody, I'm going online to get the book right now. How much is it?
It's $16.99.
See, that's the deal already. $16.99.
It's $16.99. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it.
For sure. And family, make sure you follow Melody and continue to support her. The brand new season of OWN's Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Coming soon. Yes.
Real soon. And I can't wait to see you back on the big screen. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.
Okay.